Checking this thing out here. Interesting. So the organization I'm talking about, after a few words about Free Guy. Free Guy is a movie I saw recently, starring Ryan Reynolds. There's no big surprises in the movie when it comes to cameo characters. Not not in your face. It's just there's a little bit of Avengers in the picture, which is kind of weird. You see Captain America's shield, Hulk's hand, and you see it's I don't think it's Luke Skywalker's lightsaber because it was blue, but Star Wars references in the movie, and that was near the very end. Other than that, Free Guy was a fine movie. I would have cut up certain scenes because the romantic stuff and the buddy stuff was too much, but overall it was not that bad of a picture. So let's go. The organization we're talking about in this video is Ring of Honor, Impact Wrestling, WWE, of course, AEW, and GCW. So those five organizations. So let's start with GCW because not everybody knows about GCW. GCW was first put on the main stage with Nick Gage being on AEW just the previous night from MJF of all people. So GCW is a hardcore federation, just like CZW was. I'm not sure if CZW is even around still, but GCW, they have great commentators, they have great action in the ring, they have high flying, great crowd. I think the only issue with the company is that honestly, it can't be sponsored really. No, no company, just like an ECW, would sponsor GCW. It's sponsored mainly by the fans, but no big name sponsor like a McDonald's or Burger King or Toyota or whatever, or any kind would put anything related to GCW because their content is definitely too violent for sponsors. I think something's wrong with the chat here. Let me see here. Right, do this one, cancel over here. I think I can like allow something over here. So take that off, put that on there, do the whole back and forth thing. I'm not sure if the chat is on. I was managed to do something with this in the past. Yeah, but the way this is done, the way that the stream set up there is different than usual. Yeah, that's off. Okay. Slow mode on or off. No, keep that the way it is. Live chat replay. What if I do this and then go back and do that? Got to go up. All right. Okay. Nope. Don't want to end the stream. Nope. Let's keep that the same. Everything's fine, I guess. It is what it is. Okay, so the problem is sponsorship. So they can't be on they can't get money to continue doing what they do without also outsourcing to other places. So that's a problem with GCW. They promote their sponsorship. They can't be. The wrestling's good, the announcers are good, a lot of stuff is good, but the main thing is they can't be sponsored by actual promotions. Next up is Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor, the wrestling's definitely the best of all of them. You got high flying intensity, great work with the fans. Commentators are great as well. But the problem with Ring of Honor, honestly, is that their storylines aren't that strong. GCW has that problem itself, but when you watch GCW, you're watching GCW for the violence, and you're going to get a lot of the violence, you're going to get a lot of crazy stuff there. But Ring of Honor, it's not necessarily about being violent. You're going to get good wrestling in the show for sure, but their stories that weave into the wrestling, but they're not particularly strong stories. Everything else is fine. Like I said, the commentators are great there. They know a lot about the moves and the characters. They're great. But their storytelling is not the strongest in the world. I don't really care a lot about the stories. But let's move on to the next one, Impact Wrestling. Impact Wrestling, their storylines are great. I think every single character on the show has great, intriguing characters, great acting, great storytelling weaving. Chris Bay is definitely a character. You know who the character is, Rahit Raju, Eddie Edwards, Tommy Dreamer, Sue Young, Susie, Deanna Perrazzo, all their stuff there. I know every character on Impact Wrestling is well done. The fans interact great as well. The wrestling is great on the show as well. The problem with the show, there is a tricky one with that one because they're doing everything right, but the numbers aren't going up. It's the same thing I've been saying about Impact Wrestling for the past almost a decade now. That Impact Wrestling does everything right that you want in an organization. However, for some reason or not, people aren't gravitating to it. They want good wrestling. They want great stories. They want uniqueness, and they want it to to not be kiddie and insult their intelligence. They have month-long storylines, but for some reason, nothing in Impact Wrestling is intriguing to you guys. So Impact Wrestling's main problem is wrestling fans are getting exactly what they want, but at the same time alienating them at the same time. It's not Impact Wrestling's fault. Fans should like Impact, but for some reason they don't. I watch it, I love it, I get it. But for some reason, Impact can't grab them. I know what the issue is, but I don't think they can fix it. The main thing is they have Kenny Omega on their show. Kenny Omega needs to be promoting Impact on AEW. Not just show up there on AEW, create some big, strong buzz leading in to AEW or vice versa. They need buzz. That's the main thing. They need buzz. And that artificial thing they did at the end of Summerversary with Mr. Jay White, that's not helping your issue. You need to create real buzz to get people talking and talking for like a week or so to get them intrigued into their product. The reason why you got that big bump from Kenny Omega was because you promoted Impact in the proper way. I believe AEW was on on a Wednesday, and then I think next week on Tuesday it was all intrigue there. It was all intrigue. You'll find that on Tuesday nights, and like that was a big. They told the viewers where to see the next part of the angle is, and that worked for the entire week, and everyone was going crazy for that one. And then on the very show, they had a very basic episode of Impact. Probably one of the more boring episodes of Impact I've ever seen. And that's not the way to keep people. You keep people with intrigue and you keep being strong. Speaking of which, number 4, WWE. WWE is the worst storyteller of the entire world. You would think with all the writers that WWE has in their company that they would be really good at telling stories, but for some reason they're not. They forget angles here and there. They will push one person one week and drop them the next. They only push one person's storyline for the entirety of their career. Roman Reigns, obviously, and Charlotte Flair, obviously. They push one person strong per show, and everybody else is just fodder for them. In Impact Wrestling, every single person on the show is pushed for months. In WWE, you don't know when. And that's a huge problem for WWE because if you can't trust that someone's going to be pushed for a week or a month or whatever, why would you buy into their product? Why? So that's the main issue with WWE. You can't trust their storytelling. You can only trust storytelling with Roman Reigns and Charlotte Flair. That's it. Everybody else, it could drop drop it like a dime. So WWE's main issue is they don't care about their own roster. That's it. If Roman Reigns is food poisoned or injured in some way, they're shit out of luck. Same thing with Charlotte Flair. They have nothing to do. They push virtually nobody else. Bobby Lashley, you can say, but he's a tricky guy. So their issue is they don't treat their roster well at all. Not with like their health issues, but the storyline stuff there. That's why they can't wait to leave, because they treat their roster people like garbage. Why would you want to work a place where only one person gets pushed in a place with like 40, 50 other people? Why would you like that? So the issue is the roster and not being happy. That's the issue with WWE. That's their main issue. They're making money. Their fans are happy. The wrestling is definitely not that good. But their main issue in WWE, their roster is treated like fourth, fifth class citizens, way down there. That's the main issue. Hardly anybody's trusted to have any good long-term storylines, and the people in the back there with the agenda to help them boost them up and give them like better characters, make them better actors, make them read better, remember the lines better, or whatever. They're doing a horrible job, or maybe they don't care because their storylines are horrible, bro. Finally, let's go to AEW. Now, AEW's main issue, besides the women's division, which is pretty obvious, and like lack of pushing anybody in that division, which has been that way for like the past 2 years now, and not looking good for the future anyway. They just got Thunder Rosa, so they're probably going to push her. But other than that, their women's division is basura. WWE's is better, but AEW's is the worst of them all. So, besides the women's division, AEW's other issue is that they don't really play. They assume that they play nice with other companies, outside companies, but they really don't. If you look at what they did with Impact or NWA or AAA, they don't really treat them very well on their show, do they? Okay, so you have a relationship with Impact. Why are only the Good Brothers allowed to be on AEW and not anybody else from Impact? Kenny Omega had a feud with Moose, Sammy Callahan, and Rich Swann. How many of them showed up on Impact because Kenny Omega was doing bad things to them? How many of them? None. Exactly. How does Kenny Omega treat the Impact Championship while on AEW programming? Like garbage, like crap. So, yeah, that's the problem with Impact. That's the problem with AEW. Just trying to check and see if my chat's coming in there. I don't really know. I don't think it is, actually. Yeah, there's a new thing I was doing with this thing that it forced me to do it, but it didn't come out correct. I'll make sure it's like that for the next time I do this. But my point, I got my point across, so. So that's the issue with AEW. They don't do cross promotions well. You would think they would, but they don't. Their pyro is okay. Their commentators are fine, serviceable. The best commentating in the business is in GCW. And then I would say, because it's fun listening to best commentary, GCW number 1. Ring of Honor number 2, Impact number 3, WWE Now number 4, because that new guy Dan Smith or whatever, Daniel Smith or whatever his name is, he's really good, and Pat McAfee's really good as well. So they're really good, but Matt Striker and D'Lo are just way better, way more fun. And AEW's, I can't listen to JR, dude. Tony Schiavone can listen to Excalibur, but I can't listen to JR at all. I can't listen to him. And here's a little something for me to you guys, all right? So now that the What-Tards are back in WWE, you know what I do when I listen to WWE? Whenever anybody starts talking, I have my finger on the M button. If you're a computer nerd, you know what that is. Whenever anybody speaks, mute. I do that, mute. And then again, mute, because the audience, mute, are a bunch of idiots, mute. I don't want to hear your fucking what chants. I can't believe it. They took a 1.5-year break, and the What-Tards still want to fucking troll the company. I can't fucking believe it. I can't believe it. It's WWE can't write good, strong dialogue for everybody. I get that. But the what tards are so disrespectful, dude. You deserve it. Fight forever. That's fine. And those are occasional things. But when anybody speaks, that's not like a big, huge name like a John Cena or Roman Reigns, you got to what them to death? Why would you want to recommend a product to somebody who's saying what all the damn time? It's ridiculous. So, like, that's AEW's main problem. They got the butts and seats there. The commentary's fine. The wrestling's fine. The storyline, the build of the storylines are fine. But the main thing is they're not helping other promotions like they said they would. And the women's division is absolutely the worst. I'd say the company that needs to help the most probably is Impact because they have everything that you want, but the eyeballs aren't there. AEW for now is they're still in a learning phase. So I would say that they could get better over time as they get more and more female talent. So as a nice little bonus, I just got back home after 4 hours now. This is what the wrestling news is. CM Punk dates, whatever. The Rock will flip between Raw. This can't be new. That was like when I went out. The Rock will be like John Cena and go between both shows, obviously, because you were saying Fox need them. They're a bunch of children over there. AEW being very careful about contract tampering. Kevin Nash eyeing Herman Munster anyway. AEW bought out. Damn, they like her like that? Yeah, she's really good. Yeah. Excellence and faith. Yeah, the AEW put Thunder Rosa on as many programs as they could. There's no surprise they want her more than anybody else. Just bought out the contract outright. Just bought it out. Said you're coming with us. Yeah. Yeah, of all the people I've seen cross promoted, they put Thunder Rosa on their TV a lot, man. They just bought it outright. It's like, no, we want you so bad. You got a contract? Fuck that contract. We're buying you out. What would be fucked up? Seriously. When John Cena fights Roman Reigns, I would die laughing if John Cena did his punch the Roman Reigns. If he does that move, the real reason why Bray Wyatt is off TV. Let's see. Oh my God, personal reasons. Yeah, in other words, you still don't know. You say the real reason, but you don't know. Okay, AEW goes up in ratings. Okay, that's good enough. All right, that's it for now. Clack off.